Thank you for joining For Our Special Kids, where we openly and honestly discuss the magic and the mess of raising a child with special needs. We are thrilled to have you here and hope this time provides you with some wonder and wisdom. I'm your host, Jennifer Lansing. Let's get started. I've been working on actively increasing my vibrational capacity to manifest more in my life. I feel that I was really good at manifesting prior to Teal being born, and things seemed really easy, flowy, lighthearted, and prosperous and fun. And then it seemed like something just changed. It shifted. So when I look back at the timing of that change or that shift, I get sad because I can almost pinpoint that moment. And it was around Teal's diagnosis. I was so shocked. It just kind of took my feet from under me, because I had, for some reason, always hoped that she would miraculously just catch up. You know, she was 2 pounds, 1 ounce when she was born, and she was behind, and she was always behind. And I don't know if any of you listening have experienced these thoughts, but she was my first child. And so I hadn't spent a lot of time around little ones, and I didn't know that they consistently babbled and put their hands in their mouths and rolled and wiggled and moved. And, I didn't know that. So I just kept saying, oh, well, she was just little when she was born, and she's little and she'll catch up. And I just thought that everything shifted after the diagnosis, because I just thought there would be something that would just fix her. And I hate even putting that in quotes, but that one test or the one surgery or one therapy would just bring our life back into normal. And, we all hate that word, right? In quotes, normal. The normal world that I thought I would be living in with my normal daughter and my normal husband. And after the diagnosis, honestly, I think a little part of me started just losing hope. And I'm really ashamed to say that. I don't think I've actually ever admitted that to myself. I don't know if I've ever been this vulnerable and honest, but I've been really thinking about why I haven't felt as light and free and joyful in my life. And when we got the diagnosis, it was like little by little. It didn't happen overnight, but I felt like there was this pick of, something that you would use to carve a statue, like a granite pick, that it just felt like slowly it started chipping away at that just natural, beautiful, spontaneous energy and manifesting power that I had. So I don't know. And it just felt slowly that I was getting pulled under the water, and everything seemed heavier and weighted and harder and more demanding. We all know it. The multiple therapies, the therapists we meet with and we pin our hopes to, and the next best thing to research, and the next book to read, and the next appointment to be made, and new oils to try, and new crystals to hold, and the next energy healer to work with. And it just started weighing me down. And so instead of continually feeling hopeful, I think I started feeling heavy, but it didn't happen overnight. And that's why I'm talking about this, because I think it's something that we all need to be aware of, that it doesn't just happen overnight. But when you look back after 6 years and you realize, gosh, where is that hopeful, beautiful, spontaneous, spunky Jen? When things are heavier and less full, positive manifestation is cumbersome. it's harder. It almost feels impossible or pointless or just a waste of time, I guess. Like it just doesn't seem like it's even something that you can do. And, I'm hoping you can relate to this, but, since her diagnosis, I worry more. I'm way more sensitive to criticism. I'm more guarded around strangers, and I'm certainly more guarded in parks and public places with other kids because you just never know what they're going to say. And I don't expect, I guess, as much as I should out of life anymore. And it's very weird. And I get sad. And I want to scream at the world. Like, why me? Why her? Why us? Why can't it just be easier? And I'm being really raw today, and I am typically a positive person. So this might sound really strange, but I think we have to be honest. I have to be extremely honest. And if I were to slow down, and this is what I've done, I've really slowed down and started realizing what is going on. Why do I feel heavy and sad? Why do I feel that more often than I'd like to admit? And I'm here because I'm tired of that feeling. I'm sharing with you today because I want to expect more out of my life. I want to expect more out of my emotions. It's time to realize that a change in Teal will not make me feel happier, because the happiness is on me. And I said it, a change in Teal. If you had asked me in the past if I'd want Teal to be different, I'd always blurt out like right away, no, I love her. I love her just the way she is. She's perfect. She's amazing. And that is true. And I think my love has grown more as I've watched her journey, as I look back and I see all the things that she has accomplished and how hard she works. I love her forever and ever and ever and ever. And it won't fade. It'll never fade. It'll keep shining brighter. But would I like to change the life that she has to live? Yeah, sometimes. Would I take away some of her struggles? Absolutely. Would I do everything I could to give her the best life and the easiest life? Of course, in a heartbeat, anything. And what's really hard is when I start diving into those emotions, I would give it anything to go back to that night before she was born. I was awake and I was counting, 10 moves in however many minutes. And she normally did that really fast. And for some reason, she just wasn't acting like herself inside of me. And I wish I had just made the decision to go to the emergency room and have her checked. Because then maybe I would have prevented the life of struggle that she's living. And so I think when I back up and I look at what's going on, it's the heaviness and the sadness is actually guilt. I think it really is just heavy guilt of not acting on my intuition, of not doing something that I knew I should have done. And that's why I'm so very passionate about intuitive parenting, because all of us need to trust ourselves more. So I didn't trust my intuition, and I may have a lifetime of it looking back at me, but I wouldn't change her. She's amazing. So it's a really hard rub. And I'm sure all of you guys will, I don't know. I hope some of you can relate. The guilt of knowing that I perhaps could have changed something for Teal. It's heavy and it's sad and it's overwhelming at times. And I haven't let myself feel that heavy guilt, like acknowledging it. But as a result, I'm also not letting myself feel extreme joys and ease. And I think it's why I'm not manifesting my own happiness, because I'm holding on to that. Happiness is that emotion that gives you freedom to live a full and prosperous life and feel joyful and light and airy. And I think the guilt is this anchor that I cling to, and I sink to the bottom of the ocean. If I continue to feel that guilt, to live with it and to somehow in a weird way, learn to love it, then I feel like I'm suffering along with her. Because how can I be truly joyful when my daughter has so many challenges ahead of her? It didn't feel right. And I hope I'm not alone. Please tell me I'm not alone. Please tell me I'm not the only one who struggles to find joy at times when you look at your child's challenges. Tell me that you know how I feel. Tell me you're jealous of other families and other children sometimes, and that you hate the park. I hate the park. Tell me that putting on a happy face sometimes is killing you a little bit every day. Tell me that you cry inside when you see a 2-year-old doing more for herself than your 7-year-old does. So as I started working on this and really diving into it, I actually had to take a moment. I actually had to take a full day away after kind of confessing all of this to myself, because I was crying so much. I was acknowledging all of this stuff within me, and it was healing, but it was painful. And obviously I still have it, it's still in there. And I actually told my husband that I was going to record this. I told him last night that I was going to record this. And I said, I think I'm going to be sharing things that I've never shared with him even, or my mom. So I'm hoping that maybe you can release some of the guilt that you have and accept more of the joy, and that together we can figure out that we all deserve a lifetime of happiness. Because when I really stepped back and looked at all of these heavy, yucky emotions, I realized there were a few considerations that I hadn't made. Teal would never want me to feel that heaviness. She would never want me to carry guilt or sadness. She only wants me to carry joy in my heart, to celebrate everything like she does, to manifest everything for me, but for all of us, our entire family, to live a full, robust, gorgeous life. Because really, in the end, that is who she is. She is joy personified. She is an earth angel, as so many people have said. She is an angel. She's the happiest, most joyful child, and it just beams from her. She would never want me to feel that way. And the other thing I failed to remember or consider is that no child would ever want a parent acting in that way. Because in other words, if our child had a choice in their parents' emotions, they would never want them to be heavy and sad and downtrodden. They would choose a parent that was joyful and light and loving and humorous and full of life and inspired and kind and all of those beautiful, fun emotions. So who am I really hurting when I carry all of this negativity around? Who are you hurting carrying this negativity, this heaviness around? I'm hurting everyone around me. I'm hurting myself, and I'm definitely hurting Teal. So I don't want to do that anymore. I am ready to start anew. I want to do something different. And so I want to at least start catching myself when that guilt sneaks in. I want to acknowledge it. I don't want to push it away. I just want to say, okay, I'm feeling heavy now, or I'm feeling sad. But if I can start acknowledging it more, if you can start acknowledging it more, then you can be gentle with yourself and say, okay, I feel it. I really don't want to feel this, so I'm going to choose just a little bit lighter feeling. Or I'm going to remember that, man, this emotion is not doing anything positive for our entire family. I'm ready to start acknowledging that and holding myself accountable. Again, I'm not pushing it away. I'm just looking at it, and I'm looking at guilt, and I'm saying, beautiful guilt, you don't have to stay with me. I want to manifest more joy in my life. I don't want to manifest more guilt. And the more I live in a spiral of guilt and heaviness, the more I create it. So if I can acknowledge it and say, okay, guilt, I need you to step aside because I'm going to create some space for joy. I'm going to create space for more of what fills me up, more of what allows me to flow in this world, more of what breathes life into my soul. Then if you can just step over a little bit, I'm going to fill myself up just a little bit with more things that really feed me. And so I am committing to doing a few things, and maybe you'll come along with me. So I'm going to make more release statements. I learned this from a healer recently, and I have been really using it. Really, it's super positive. So he taught me, I release all guilt, and all guilt releases me. Okay, much easier said than done. It's not like, okay, poof, goodbye, guilt. Thank you so much for being here. Lovely that you stopped by. Okay, no, but let's try it. Okay, so he taught me to say it 3 times. And Nick, I really appreciate this if you're ever listening. I really appreciate that you told me this. So we're going to say it 3 times together. I release all guilt, and all guilt releases me. I release all guilt, and all guilt releases me. I release all guilt, and all guilt releases me. So that third one, I started feeling it. I felt a little bit of that heavy black rock inside of me, like chip away a little bit, like a little maybe particle of dust, maybe just like a poof of dust was eliminated from that. And maybe tomorrow, if I say it again, or I'm going to say it again tomorrow, that dust will build into a pebble, or, it's probably not going to happen that quick. But if I can say it each day, or every time I catch myself feeling heavy or sad or guilt, something pulling on me, I can simply say, okay, I release you, and you are releasing me. So, when I catch myself comparing my life to others, when I compare my child to someone else's, when I just feel that heaviness working on my heart, like digging in a little bit or hooking in, then I can say, okay. And maybe that's a visual that I can use as I just see it literally letting go. Maybe I put some talons on guilt, and guilt just has to release the talons. Like, I release all guilt, and all guilt releases me. I'm also going to work on more accepting statements. And this is something that I just added because I thought, well, releasing is fine, but I also want to accept more. So I'm going to accept more joy into my life. And like I said, if I can create a space as a result of releasing the guilt or moving it aside and letting the talons let go just a little bit, then there's more room for joy. So I accept all joy into my life, and all joy in my life accepts me. Let's say it 3 times. I accept all joy into my life, and all joy in my life accepts me. I accept all joy into my life, and all joy in my life accepts me. I accept all joy into my life, and all joy in my life accepts me. That just feels better. So I'm going to catch myself. I'm going to be gentle with myself when I catch myself feeling heavy or comparing or feeling the yuckiness. I'm going to make more release statements, and I'm going to make more acceptance statements. I'm also going to I am going to add more manifestationing stuff into my life. So I'm going to add more visual imagery, like I'm going to imagine more, and I'm going to feel more intense, positive emotion each morning. So I'm going to add that to my meditation. So most of you know that I meditate in the morning. I get up, not always, I try to. Almost every morning. I get up, I meditate for 15 to 30 minutes, and then I journal, which usually moves into automatic writing, which is awesome. But I'm now going to shift my meditation a little bit. So I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to do. I was thinking about this yesterday. You can, if you're in a place that you can close your eyes, let's go for it. If you're not in a zone of being able to just zone out a little bit, then don't. But I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to start doing, and I hope if it works for you that you continue it. So, okay, I'm going to close my eyes, and I connect to Mother Earth. So I see a beautiful, powerful tree reach her roots up for me, and she cradles me in the palm of her hand, her roots, and she connects me to the energy of our planet, the pulsing, beautiful Mother Earth. And I'm connected and I'm grounded. And when I'm grounded, I can fly. So then I reach energetically up and I ask my spirit, Ohana, for help and guidance to be with me through my meditation and throughout my day. I ask them to support me and give me signs and help me to see the light that shines on my path so that I can recognize my path that they're helping me to walk. And then I breathe. I breathe to settle my mind. I breathe in for 4 and I breathe out for 8. So it's in, 2, 3, 4, and then it's out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I continue to breathe in for 4 and out for 8. And I see myself soaring in the sky like a beautiful bird, floating with the currents and letting the wind just touch my face and lift me higher. I just soar in the air. There's no work, it's effortless. I feel my energy lift. I feel the hum of a vibration as it melds into me with easy, this floating state of being, and I feel lighter. I feel more at ease. I breathe it in. I just float. And I watch as life continues to be easy. Life continues to flow for me. This state of being easily attracts the joy that I want to fill up my life with. Things come to me easily, unexpectedly, freely, like the wind. It just comes in, it's easy, and I sit with that humming vibration, that positive hum, and I feel it begin to spread through my body, and it expands into the sky, and as I continue to soar on those currents, I just get lifted higher and higher, and my vibration gets higher and higher, and it expands, and it feels so good. It just expands into the universe. And I know in this moment that I am creating wonderful things in this state of being. I am pre-paving. I am creating a reality for my future. I'm putting this vibration into the future so that I will then feel more joy. I accept joy, I feel more joy, and I feel more positive emotions in my life. And I just soak it in as the vibration pushes out. And I take a slow inhale and a long exhale. And I drift back down into the palm of my tree. I connect back to Mother Earth, just as I have connected up with the energies of Father Sky and Spirit. My spirit Ohana will help me to remember this vibration. They will help spread that vibration onto my path as I go into my day, and I feel at ease, I feel at peace, and I feel in flow. This is the mom that I want to give Teal each day. This is the mom who finds ease and joy in her day. This is the person that I want the world to experience. This is the wife that I want to give my husband. This is the daughter I want to give my family. This is the woman who just beautifully and naturally steps into all of the roles that she plays. I accept all the joys into my life, and all of the joys of my life accept me. I hope you feel lighter. I hope you feel less alone. I hope that you know our life is supposed to be easy and fun and gorgeous, but it's also not without its ebbs and its flows and its ups and its downs and its triumphs and its failures. But as we continue to release and accept and honor and acknowledge, as we continue to release and accept, honor and acknowledge, we can much more easily continue on this journey. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day.